Hello there. Welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory. And it's Thursday. It's time to get out your materials, your papier. I am joined today by JJ Gregory. JJ,
Hi. Good morning.
JJ is here off camera. And Twiglet is also here off camera. And soon we'll be joined by
Leaf blowers.
our leaf blowing team. Yes, that'll be fun. So let's try and get as much done as we can as quickly as possible. Today's going to be an action-packed day. We are acknowledging the Winter Olympics. What are your thoughts about the Winter Olympics?
I'm a big fan of the Olympics, of all Olympics. I'm a big fan of sports.
Sports, yes.
I'm a big fan of competition. I'm a big fan of multicultural celebrations.
Performance enhancement substances?
Oh, that's dodgy territory. I don't know. I think Tara Lipinski and now I can't remember his name, but they had nothing to say about it, and I think nor should we.
Fair enough. So I see that, speaking of performance enhancement, I see that Donna received her Hahnemühle water block.
Oh, fantastic. Donna and Beverly also.
Beverly too, yes.
Yeah,
Beverly,
so this
Beverly
is
reports,
proof. This is proof for everyone who has wondered if we were just
Here's another one, Beverly.
faking
Thanks,
it.
Donna.
See, people winning.
It
comes
actually
in the mail.
happens. Yes, there are winners among you. So we are going to...
Bring on the curling. So first off, we had like the entire day free last Saturday, which is very unusual for us. And we thought, oh, let's just like hunker down and watch the Olympics. Literally 12 hours of curling. It might be the only sport I don't much care for.
It was painful.
It was terrible.
Lisa got her package as well, Lisa Stewart, so good. Yes, curling is...
I think Arlene got something too. I'm seeing names of people
yes,
that I
that's
know
great.
won.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that you all are receiving...
So yeah, it's real. It's not
yes,
fake.
it's real. We are sending actual art supplies. In case you are new to this and you're wondering what the heck we're talking about, we give away stuff from our wonderful sponsor, Hahnemühle. And we're going to do it today as well.
Yes.
I'll tell you a bit about it in a second once we finish dissecting the Olympics. The Olympics, the Winter Olympics are much less interesting to me. Perhaps that's because
That's rude.
because I'm an Arizonan
No.
and we don't have winter here. So
It's perhaps because you're deeply uncoordinated.
true. My idea of winter sports is like staying home and reading a book. So cup of tea, those kinds of things, they don't really give awards for. So Thistle,
You've learned the
Thistle's
rules.
halfway
Curling is amazing. Nope.
All right, let's not. We don't want to start people off.
Well,
on the
they
wrong
did,
foot.
but they talked about like one of these. I think the Swedish team captain has had like 9 back surgeries. I think this is not a good sport.
Yes, we don't like sports where people get injured. So anyway, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do a very athletic form of drawing today. It's going to be a virtual relay. And we are going to do a lot of drawing. So what I would suggest you do is get a pen, get some paper. It could be, you could work in your sketchbook if you want to, but I think we're going to do, this is kind of like a thing we did recently called 10 and 20. This is going to be 12 and 24. So it's going to be fast and furious. And we are going to be using this, the Nostalgie Sketchbook. And as you can see, the email address there, info@sketchbookschool.com, is what you should write to if you would like one of these.
All right, let me say a few things.
Let me finish first.
Okay.
The Nostalgie is, I think, the cream of the crop of sketchbooks, particularly for drawing.
You know what? You talk about this even when you're not on camera.
I love the Nostalgie.
I think it's your favorite.
It's not for watercoloring, but it's great for pen and ink. It's great for colored pencils. It's great for markers to some extent. But if you like a smooth, it's nice. It's like nice and thick and crunchy. So, yes, I like the Nostalgie. We're going to be giving some out. So what did you want to say about it?
A few things.
Yes.
When you send your contest entry, include your address, because I don't write back to people to say like, hey, yo, you won. It's just like, if you win a magical day in the future, a package will appear on your doorstep. But if you don't give your address, then that will never happen.
A surprising number of people write saying they'd want one, but they don't tell us where they want us to send it. So don't make that mistake.
Yeah.
But also, the more kind of intense or enthusiastic your request is, the better, right? Don't you think?
I mean, I'll be honest. I usually pick somebody that makes me laugh, somebody that makes me cry.
I thought it was random.
And then I was going to say, I usually, depending on how many we have, I pick a couple randoms. Because we do want to spread the love around. We want it to be,
So good, yes. We are...
All right, so today we have 4 Nostalgie 6x8 landscape sketchbooks.
Yeah, so this one that I'm showing is actually a portrait one, but the one I'm going to be working in, which is this one, which you can't see in full, is landscape. So it's a really nice quality of thing. Here, I'm going to hand it over to you. So
good, I'll keep this one.
All right, so that.
And the leaf blowers just rolled up. Just,
all right, so
steal your nerves.
All right, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the Olympics. This is going to be Fast and Furious, so you might want to, just do some deep breathing. Get ready. Okay, so here's how it works. It's a relay, sort of a relay. It's a relay between pictures. If you wanted to make it an actual relay, what you could do is you could have 12 different kinds of materials available. You could have different pens, different colors, different crayons, different pencils, whatever you want, and you could grab a different one with each one. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but I'm kind of intrigued by that. Maybe I will.
I think it's kind of weird to tell people to do something that you then declare you are yourself are not going to do. But
I know, but that's do as I say. I could. I have colored pencils. Maybe I'll try it. A lot of them are not sharpened though, so
it's a weird color assortment. There's like many browns.
That might add to the hilarity.
Oh, don't you remember though? Brown is an unlucky color in the year of the water tiger.
True, but it's in terms of Olympic events, it's good. So maybe I'll go colored pencils. What do you guys think? A lot of them are not sharpened though, and I don't have time to sharpen them before the main event. Okay. Yes, I see Holly is saying that caffeinating is a good idea. I would agree. All right. I'm really torn because I can see the disastrous effects that this could have of using unsharpened pencils. So anyway, maybe I'll sharpen a couple of them just while we're sitting around talking. So use ballpoint. That's true. I could use ballpoints. Do I have enough? The ballpoints are in another part of this spacious studio. What do you guys think, by the way? So the studio is sort of coming together. When I say studio, as you can tell by the lighting, I'm thinking back to my days in the late 70s, early 80s, going to Studio 54. That's really been the main inspiration for this. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll draw wearing just like, satin shorts, roller skates, that kind of thing. Blasting Donna Summer.
Okay, that's yes.
Yeah, that's inspiring, right? So the studio is informed by Le Studio, the original Studio 54, where I was habituated during my last year in high school, first year in college. Yeah, all right. You're probably getting bored by this nostalgia, but it's really a cover for the fact that I'm sharpening pencils madly in the background.
I think I probably...
You can tell, right?
No, I think that was a plus in your column for wanting to marry you, that you'd been to Studio 54 so many times. I think that's legendary.
That's all it took.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm going in with colored pencils. Maybe something I regret. But these are Winsor and Newton Studio whatever they're called, Studio Collection. Is that what they're called? They're nice colored pencils, but a lot of them are not sharpened. So this is going to be wild and wacky, wild and crazy. All right. Are we limber? Are we ready? Here we go. All right. We've got the rules. 2 minutes per drawing. The image is going to show, the reference will show up for 2 minutes, and then it'll be gone. We'll take a breather. We'll plunge into the next one.
Am I timing
That's
these?
it. You're not timing them. I'm timing them.
Okay.
I have a fully automated timing system built in, kind of like the Olympics. It's
What?
pretty cool. Yeah.
What?
All right.
Knuckle cracking.
Here we go. Would you like to light the torch? All right, we're going. There's going to be 12 of them, and we're going to start. Pick your tool. Here we go. Cross-country skiing. Cross-country skiing. Cross-country skiing is kind of rugged. I've only ever done it like in the gym on a, one of those machines. But I imagine that it's probably even harder if you actually do it when it's cold outside. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah. But it look at the thighs on this person. Is it a woman or a man? I'm not even sure. But yeah, it suggests that you probably have to be in reasonably good shape to do this in the Olympics.
Yeah, I should say so.
These people, they really like exercising.
Do you see this dog is chewing on this chair?
Actually, I'm in the middle of an Olympic event right now, so no, I'm not watching the dog.
I forgot I was mic'd.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. This is the kind of thing that happens during Olympic events where people kind of wander onto the tarmac and start making inane comments about irrelevant things. Yeah. So I'm doing sort of a general contour drawing just because I'm moving super fast and I want to make sure that I get this in, but that I get it all the deets in. I realize my drawing itself is kind of small in this page, but I thought it would be important for you to have the ability to see my reference picture nice and big. So, yeah. Oh, bingo.
It kind of looks like Koja's drawings. She captured something I really love about her drawings, like her line.
Yeah, I learned a lot from her. All right, so I'm switching pencils. So that was, of course, red. Oh my God, it started again. All right, so this is, what is this thing called? This is...
curling.
Curling, yes, the thing we were talking about before. Curling, God. I have to say, from a graphic design standpoint, really nice sport. I always like those overhead shots they have. Really nice. Don't you think? Like the kind of bullseye of the thing. Yeah, it's cool. It's a very graphic looking sport. I appreciate that. This is kind of out of control a bit here. It's an interesting forced perspective that she has here. With this thing here. What is it called? A stone?
Yes.
Stone. But what about the other thing in her hand? It's
a broom. It's a squeegee.
Broom. It looks more like a house painting roller. I wonder if that's part of the things they have to... She seems like she has an Olympic tattoo. Unfortunate decision. But fortunately, she made it to the Olympics. It would be really bad if you didn't make the Olympics and you had a Olympic tattoo, I guess. Oh my God, I'm feeling a little hyperventilated so far. I like a sport where they wear black leather tie-up shoes, lace-up shoes. I always wonder about the. Oh,
My mic picking up Twiggy's snorting.
okay, we only have 15 seconds before this goes. I totally forgot I set up that part of it. Oh, I thought I could blather a little bit in between. Here we go. Rule one. What is it? Oh my God, it's downhill, right? Isn't that what that's called?
I think that might be, like slalom.
Yeah, downhill.
It's a cool picture.
Now, you're a skier. Have you ever done this kind of thing?
Yep.
Wow. It seems brutal on your knees.
It is.
Yeah. I like the golden helmet, though. Guess you'd probably need a helmet. Those guys are probably going like 90 miles an hour, right?
Back when we used to do it, we had no helmets.
You were badass.
No, it was just dumb.
That was before.
I mean, helmets didn't even exist in skiing, like in the 80s and 90s.
Didn't Sonny Bono invent the helmet?
That's mean.
Yeah, I know. I miss him so much. There's something about drawing sports really quickly that's good. I think you kind of are forced to capture the energy.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's like you can't. There's no. If you did like super detailed kind of drawing of a sports thing, it would be. What's also interesting about this to me is I don't really know what a lot of these things are. So, and that often makes for good drawing because you don't have any preconceptions. I've never drawn this kind of a person before doing this thing that they're doing. So, yeah, that helps. Ignorance is bliss. Oh, whew, okay. All right, now I'm getting into the rhythm of it. Now let's go with something. I might just stay with warm colors for now. Okay. Let's go. 1, 2. Oh yeah. This is this thing. This is the weirdest sport in the Winter Olympics, right? At least the most kind of violent. It's called biathlon for some strange reason.
I mean, it's like the oldest sport, right?
It is.
Did we hear that?
No.
Okay, I lied.
The oldest sport. They didn't have.
I was like, why is this even
the
a
Greeks
sport?
didn't have rifles. No, because it's one of those things that like the Swiss probably have like guys who are out there guarding the Alps or whatever, and they using these guns, and then they have to ski, and somebody was like, that looks really hard. Let's make that into a sport.
Do we have any like Austrians here who can clarify this for us?
Austrians, yeah. I meant Austrians. Austrians, are there Alps in Austria? I don't know.
Oh
Anyway.
my goodness.
What?
They're shooting at a target. Hopefully not.
Not like people who are
Wildlife.
fleeing across the border. That's its origins, right?
I don't really know.
Got the one eyeball. Yeah, I'm a bit more suspicious about sports that involve lots of high-tech equipment. Doesn't that seem like less sportsmanlike? Or maybe they all have to use the exact same rifle.
I doubt it.
Really? So if somebody had like a super cool rifle and nobody else could afford it or knew about it, then they wouldn't.
The Olympic team can't afford it. It's like country sanctioned sponsor. I mean, would every tennis player have to use the same racket? They don't.
I guess that's true. But something like this. Just wait until video games become an Olympic sport, and then there's all kinds of equipment and gear. Oh my God. Oof, that was brutal. Okay, I'm going to go with yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. Forget it. Go with brown. Oh my God. Okay, so this is the only sport with a man's name in it. The bobsled.
The Bob Ross sled.
Exactly. Oh man, this is a lot. This is 4 people that I have to draw. the speed of a bobsled. Is this a sport where they all jump into it?
Yes.
And then it's like a little car, right?
Correct.
So basically, for most of them, all they're doing is they're pushing it like 4 feet, and then they're jumping in and having a ride.
I'm not sure that's how it works.
Isn't it, when you watch it on TV, that's what seems to be going on. It's like,
I think you have to be
it's like these 3 guys who are pushing it. One guy hops on, the others jump in behind him, and they just kind of roll down the
I
mountain.
don't know. I think they kind of steer
How's
it.
that even a
you have
sport?
to steer it. You have to steer it.
One guy steers it. What are the other guys doing? They're just sitting in the back, snacking. And it's sponsored by BMW.
Snacking.
This is BMW right there on the front of it. So it's basically a car. Yeah, this feels like not really a sport, I gotta say. I mean, are there any bobsledders who are watching who could maybe fill us in on why this qualifies as a sport? I don't know. All right, so I was in such a rush that I actually managed to draw 4 guys badly, but I did get all 4 of them in
I think
there.
it looks kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, again, these guys have big thighs, so there is some exercise involved in doing this. I mean, wouldn't you want to be the guy who steers? I know you would.
Remember Cool Runnings?
Yeah, was that real? Was that
Oh
an
my God,
actual?
it's 100% real.
Okay. All right.
I think David Pyle is putting a dad joke in.
I thought David Pyle was going to tell us exactly. He knows everything, that guy. I thought he was going to say, like, here's exactly how bobsledding works. I mean, you live in Colorado, David. I'm sure there's all kinds of bobsledders everywhere. People probably bobsled to work.
Okay, Jenny Lambert. Distribution of the weight as they go down the course is important.
Distribution of the weight. Again, is that a sport? Distributing your weight?
Yeah, I think it is.
Skeptical. And also, how do you come to that being your sport and that you do it well enough to be in the Olympics, right? There's some sports that are only in the Olympics. Nobody ever really does them anywhere but in the Olympics, right? And curling sort of seems to be that, but there are probably like, in Canada, there's probably like curling studios on every corner, or in Sweden and stuff. I don't mean to denigrate the Canadians. Even though there is a lot of strange Canada stuff going on these days. I'm actually kind of glad that I ended up doing this in different colors. So at least you can tell one person from the next. That was actually a really smart move on my part. Although these skis are too small. Hey, what is this sport? Oh, this is freestyle. Do you know much about this sport?
Nope.
You never did it?
Never did it. Seems like a bad idea to me.
It certainly looks like an opportunity to harm yourself. Yeah, see, Twiggy agrees. Twiggy, what's going on?
Trouble.
Is it the leaf blowers? The leaf blowers approach. All right. All right, you know what this is, don't you? Hockey.
I like that it looks like you selected ladies hockey. I'm for that.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of ladies hockey. You know, do you remember we made a film about an artist who was part of the Sketchbook School community?
Marcy Singer.
Marcy Singer, who was a huge
Rangers fan.
New York Rangers fan. And she got into drawing and got into watching hockey kind of at the same time. So she ended up doing watercolors of every single game the Rangers played. She would sit there at a little table doing watercolors, and I made a film about her doing that. She made these really great watercolors. She'd never done it before. She had a boyfriend who was a big hockey fan, and so she kind of got into it because of him, but then they broke up, but she kept the Rangers. And yeah. So yeah. It's called Sketchbook of a Fan, I think. You'll see it on our channel if you have any interest in seeing how somebody does that. She has like a whole technique worked out for setting up and painting each game, painting exciting moments, and then just filled a bunch of sketchbooks, and it still does it, I think. There we go. That was good. All right.
You ran out of room on your page?
That's the good thing about these colors is I can overlap them. How much have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we still got to fit 5 more in here. I'm going to do this one little. All right, so is this the Russian skater who got into trouble?
I really actually don't even know what she looks like. You can't even really see the face on this, so.
It does seem like there's a scandal at every Olympics, doesn't it? There's always some kind of rule infringement. Why is it that the costumes in this sport are so unathletic, though? Do you think? Really?
I mean, I feel like...
You have any opinion about it?
I have an opinion about it, but I think it's probably going to be incendiary, so I think we should leave it out of Draw With Me.
Okay. I mean, it's a performance. I mean, it's sort of like gymnastics, I guess, in that regard. Music. Well, gymnastics, they wear uniforms. They don't have
Yeah, those are problematic to me, too.
Costumes.
Athletes should be able to wear whatever they want to wear instead of having to look pleasing.
Well, or they should wear a uniform that their team gives them, right? It's kind of, but it's supposed to be sort of related to ballet or something. I think. Okay. I'm gonna pause this. I have the power to pause it. I have to pause it. I have to recaffeinate.
People can hear Twiggy breathing.
Twiggy. What's your favorite Olympic event? Snacking? Wild fighting?
I mean, I like so many of them. I feel it's mean to choose.
I was talking to Twiggy, not to you.
Yeah, Twiggy definitely snacking.
Snacking, right? All right. Break is over. Here we go.
Are you going to get a new page?
No.
Madness.
I'm going full in, full on. Okay, this is...
That is a very strange image.
Yeah, so this is the skeleton. I like the name. Man, I really screwed up my placement on this one. It's like he's skeletoned right off the page. Why do you think it's called a skeleton? Do you know?
Nope, no idea. Because you turn into one if you crash.
They used to call it the traction. Or the
I don't know. I think these like curlers have had more back surgeries than the skeleton racers.
Because the curlers can probably keep doing it until they're like 75, whereas these skeleton guys do it for like 2 weeks and then they're too old.
Dead.
Yeah. All right, I'm really running out of space here. But
I mean, might have been a mistake to use that pink pencil there.
Might have been. It's peach, soft peach. He's made his arms unfortunately short.
I think it's a weird image.
It's like that moment. Well, because the thing about this sport, when I was looking at pictures of it, most of them is just like a person lying down on a thing. It's like, it looks like, it's not very interesting to draw. This is at least like the action moment where they're flinging themselves on.
I mean, you could have skipped the sport, let's be honest.
It's called the skeleton. The thing is, there are surprisingly not that many sports in the Winter Olympics. There's not that many. I think that's slow dissolve. All right. Let's move up here. Oh my gosh. Okay, whoa. What have we here? So this is the ski jump. Again, a sport in which they don't do very much. I mean, it's super cool, I guess. But it's a sport that begins with a person sitting down.
Oh my goodness. You're really...
So they're sitting down, and then they slightly lean forward, and then they just kind of slide down the hill.
And then, if they're athletic, they don't die.
So the whole point of the sport is not to die. And the thing is, most of them don't. They did, probably wouldn't hear much about it.
Remember there was like a movie about some guy that started ski jumping? He was had a pair of old jeans.
Oh yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar.
And he just kept going down the thing at night and crashing until he finally was able to go to the Olympics. Might have been fictional.
All right, so if you were going to be in an Olympic event, what would it be?
I mean, spectatoring.
Oh, isn't this the sport where the women got in trouble?
Oh, because their pants were too baggy? Yeah. I mean, that's just rude.
So these women, their clothing was too loose and baggy. And it was
Eddie the Eagle. Yes, Natalie, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't imagine it.
So these women are coming out with parachute pants.
No, they weren't even. They were just ever so slightly not form-fitting.
Look, if we're going to watch the Olympics, we want to see skin-tight clothing on young athletic bodies.
See, this is my objection.
This is the whole point of the Olympics, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
That's what sponsors want. That's the point. It's not about spending your entire life trying to excel at some ridiculous skill. It's about looking good, looking hot. Speaking of... All right, where's this going to go? God.
People keep telling us to watch that. There's a documentary about Burton. The guy, I can't remember his first name.
Now, this is a sport you don't like.
I don't dislike it, but I
you just don't believe it should be in the Olympics?
Yeah, I think I'm too old school for it.
I mean, they have...
I don't mind the downhill. I don't like the trick. What is it?
They do quadruple loops and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Why? That's what they do in ice skating. Why shouldn't it be true here? I think it's pretty cool. I had some problem with the skateboarding that they introduced to the Summer Olympics. It seemed a little bit strange.
It's the same. It's like the same.
It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's the winter equivalent.
This is just skateboarding without wheels.
What is it? Like parkour. What's the name of the thing?
Parkour would be cool. They don't have that in the Olympics yet, but they will. Parkour. If I was going to take up a sport, that might be the one. First of all, it's practical. You can get places really quickly, right?
Oh, Beverly has sons who are nationally ranked snowboarders. All right, sorry, I was. Twiggy just passed gas. She's snorting. It's coming from the front half. The
Is
noise
that a comment on snowboarding?
No, but I apologize to Beverly for saying I didn't think it should
Apologize
be.
to me. I'm in the room with this farting dog.
She's not farting.
Oh. There we go. All right. Well, that was actually surprisingly easy.
Wow, you have extra time.
I do. I'm just kind of going over my lines now for no good reason. But yeah, that wasn't too bad. Helps to have a sport that you can't see their faces. All right. Did I use this pencil already? Turquoise. No, I didn't. All right. Whoa.
Oh, I do enjoy the speed skating. I very much enjoy the speed skating.
Yeah. Speed skating is kind of like track and field in a way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
This guy's gone so fast, he's gone off the page. Yeah, this one it's kind of unsuccessful.
I mean, let's be honest, you just did not have enough room on the page for it.
Yeah, the ones that I do small tend to me not be as good.
The snowboarder was small and good.
That's true. And actually, my figure skater wasn't too bad, but this.
Yeah, the speed skater.
Yeah, not so
You
much.
could have used a little more wingspan.
Yeah.
You have an empty page, right there.
I don't want to waste.
Waste?
I don't want to waste Nostalgie pages. This is the Olympic paper. The Olympics of paper. All right.
Please go to the fresh page.
I apologize for that.
Hurting my eyes. Is this the last one?
Oh wait, we're done.
Seriously,
Actually,
that was it?
Yes. 1, 2. Let me go back to this. I had a feeling. That's why I put that super there, because I had a feeling that I was going to go so fast I would forget how many I'd done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sort of an interesting page, right? I'm glad I did.
I think it's a really great page. I love it.
Thank you.
I think
It kind of captured.
I think you nailed it on almost every one of them.
Yeah, it kind of captured the energy of watching. Speaking of Olympic events, is the gold medal in annoying. Okay, maybe we have to wrap this up a little early just because of this. Our friends here. All right, so there we go again. info@sketchbookschool.com. If you would like your very own, can I have that Nostalgie back again?
Oh my goodness.
I just want to hold it up as if I was like, and now.
The ones we're sending out this week are landscape format.
Imagine it being like
6
this.
by 8.
Imagine it being like this, except it's not.
But they're awesome. I think Cynthia
Ooh.
Zick probably should get one because she said she's retiring in a few days.
You know what I just realized? I forgot our tour, and I had lined up a really nice tour.
Oh my goodness.
So let's talk about something while I do that, while I line up the tour, because we have a nice sketchbook tour that I'd like to share with you guys. And it's just going to take me a second to get it set up, because I I put it together yesterday, and I'm really pleased with it. I hope you guys enjoy our tours. And this particular one, I can tell you a bit about it while I'm pulling it together. So this is a tour by Andrea Joseph, who is a longtime friend of Sketchbook School, and she made one that is kind of like a virtual travel journal. We have this new phenomenon, not new, it's been going on for about a year now at Sketchbook School, called the Virtual Travel Club. And it's basically where you kind of pretend that you've gone to a exotic location.
But you go with other people.
You go with other
You
people.
all go together.
A whole group of people go, and they each go and do research about this location, and then they all draw it, and then they write about their fantasy of this trip that they've done together. And we've been doing it now at Sketchbook School for a year. In fact, we're a couple, is it a few weeks?
No, I think
a few weeks we're
just
celebrating
had,
the
like
52nd.
this month it was their 1 year anniversary. But it's just been so awesome during the pandemic to
Really
still
nice.
be able to travel.
Right, so they've gone all over the world. And so what Andrea did with this particular thing is she did a sketchbook, what she says she thinks is her best sketchbook ever. And she drew souvenirs that she had brought back from her travels. And that's what this thing is. So
All from the armchair.
all from the armchair, yes. So here, let me pull that up. And let's have
Oh
a
my
look.
goodness.
Here we go. What?
Oh, Twiggly, she did pass
Here we go.
out. I mean, it's shockingly good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good sketchbook. I mean, yes, a lot of them were done with ballpoint pens. A lot of them took an extraordinarily long amount of time and effort. Some of you may have taken Seeing, one of the earliest classes that we taught at Sketchbook School. And in fact, you can still sign up for Seeing, right?
And she did creative lettering.
She also taught a class called Creative Lettering. But in Seeing, she teaches how to do that kind of a drawing, like that kind of intense, dimensional drawing.
Yeah, there's no easy way to accomplish what she does.
No, but she takes you step by step through it, so it's totally doable. And I think a lot of people did some extraordinary stuff. Yeah, she's a really amazing.
And the nicest human.
Yes. So you can sign up at sketchbookschool.com if you want to take Seeing. She comes by Spark now and then. Hopefully we can get her to come back again.
Yeah, that's been a while.
Yeah, her style has kind of changed since she did that, but she's really, really inspirational. And she's
doing
great.
Portraits now.
She does portraits. She does kind of collage-y stuff.
She did these incredible mushrooms.
Mushrooms, yeah. She does, but at Heavy Soul, you can go and look her up on Instagram and see what she's up to now.
Worth a follow.
Worth a follow, absolutely.
Right.
All right. So let me
Podcast?
go. Hold on a second. Somebody's trying to wrap it up. Understandable. So yes. So don't forget to, where am I? Sorry. So yes. So I've completely ruined things by forgetting that I should have set up that tour. So not sure what to do about it, but let me mention our podcast. Hold on one second. I will try and fix what I just did. Is that going to work? No. It's not going to work? No. There we are. Okay, good.
Just give up.
No, I'm not going to give up.
Just
never.
Give up. Give up.
Okay, so I wanted to remind you about the Art for All podcast, which I do with John Muir-Laws every Monday. I think we've done a dozen or so podcasts now so far. Each one is an hour or longer. So far, people don't really complain about the length. It's probably because they just stopped listening and can't be bothered. They're too exhausted to complain about it. But yeah, we've been talking about all kinds of things. We talked about fear recently. We've talked about art supplies, all kinds of things. Jack is a naturalist and an artist, and we have all kinds of interesting conversations. Oh, good. Here is the details, information. Let me not put it over my face, but yeah, it's there in the comments. So yes, you can subscribe to it. We also put it here on YouTube, so you can watch it. And there's that. Yeah. What else? My essays. Yeah, I write an essay now twice a week about all kinds of stuff. And it's free. Go to dannysessays.com. If you haven't done it yet, I will have nothing more to do with you. Sign up for it. Sign up for the damn thing. I write it. It costs you nothing. And yeah, you just wasted an hour with me. You can waste 4 minutes reading one of my essays. Sorry, I'm getting a little aggressive. I've had too much coffee. Subscribe to this channel. If you do, you will A, be notified when the next podcast comes out, which is next Monday. B, get notified when the next video essay comes out, which is actually tomorrow. C, be told about Draw With Me and when that's coming up. It'll just remind you. So just subscribe, and that'll be nice. I'll be happy. I would like to be happy. Thank you all for joining me today. Thank you for joining the Olympics. I noticed that there are a couple people who, like Ariane, who has never done this before. And she started by drawing a dozen drawings, knocking out a dozen in a thing. That is pretty cool. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everybody else who's new. Thank you everybody else who's not new. Sang Sob, nice to see you all the way from Korea.
South Korea.
South Korea. I think that goes without saying, doesn't it?
I mean,
I don't know, but there may be people in North Korea who watch Draw With Me. I don't know. Never tell me. But anyway, thank you all for joining. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you again next week when, once again, we draw together. Have a great day. Oh, I forgot to do this. Thanks for drawing with me today. We'd love to see what you made. So please post it on social media or put it in the Sketchbook School schoolyard, and make sure to tag it #SBS Draw With Me. Thanks very much to our sponsors, Hahnemühle and Winsor and Newton. And if you'd like some more inspiration for your creativity, here are 3 things that you can do. 1, subscribe to this channel, and you'll know when I make new videos, which I do every week. 2, sign up for my free weekly news. A lot of people seem to like it, maybe because it's free. And 3rd, watch another video.